Here's how to do the antibiotic resistant simulation. The first thing you're going to do is check your discs you have, or chips. You are supposed to have 20 red, so you can see here under the procedure it says obtain 20 red chips, 15 blue, 15 yellow, and 1 dye from your supply bag. Now we're going to place 13 red, 6 blue, and 1 yellow. So I counted to make sure I had the proper amount for number 1. And now I'm going to count out for number 2 the correct amount to start with. So I'm going to count out 1. I'm going to actually do it over here. So this is my reserve, and I'm going to count out to start. 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of the red. 6 is the blue. 4, 5, 6. And then I need 1 yellow to start, like here. Okay. Now, what these chips represent is harmful bacteria in the patient's body. So these are 3 different species or types of bacteria: the red type, the blue type, the yellow type, and they're harmful bacteria inside of a body before beginning antibiotic treatment. Set aside the remaining, so I have my reserve right there, and we'll use the reserve in a little bit. All right, so number 4, administer your patient's first dose of antibiotics or not by rolling the die and using these dosage instructions. So I'm going to roll the die, and I have a 3. So I rolled a 3 right here. So it says antibiotic was taken at the appropriate time and bacteria died. Remove 5 discs in the following order. Start with red. So I'm going to remove 5 red discs because that's the number that I have. So I'm going to go 1, 2, because I have enough of the red discs. When I run out of red discs, I can move on to blue, but I have 5 red discs, so I'm going to take off 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, these go back into the reserve pile. So I'm going to push them up in my reserve pile. And now eventually I'll run out of red, so then I'll start to remove blue and then maybe yellow or maybe not. So what do you think is the most antibiotic resistant? Do you think it's red, blue, or yellow? So resistant to being killed by antibiotics. Now, if you roll a 1 or a 6 on the die, you don't remove any of the chips at all because the antibiotic was not taken at the appropriate time. Do not remove any colored chips. All right, number 5, record the remaining bacteria of each color in your data table. So whatever I have left here, so this is the initial amount. I didn't roll a number because this is what we started with. After my initial dose, I started, my number that I rolled was 3. I started with 13. I removed 5 of the red discs, so I have 8. I removed none of the blue, so I have 6. I removed none of the yellow, so I have 1. 8 plus 6 plus 1 is 15. All right, now I'm gonna not roll the die again. First, I'm going to do number 6. Since bacteria are constantly reproducing, this needs to be reflected in our investigation. Before administering the next dose of antibiotics, aka rolling the die, add 1 chip to the pile for each color remaining. So, if your patient only has blue and yellow bacteria left after treatment, then you will add 1 blue chip and 1 yellow chip to the pile to represent reproduction of the bacteria remaining in the body. Okay, so add 1 chip to the pile for each color remaining. Okay, so I'm going to add another red because I still have red. I'm going to add another blue because I still have blue. And I'm going to add another yellow because I still have yellow. Okay. So now I'm going to roll the die. And it's a 4. So since it's a 4, once again, I'm going to remove 5. So I still have enough red to remove all 5 in red. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so these are gone. So the number I rolled was 4. Now I have 4 left because I added 1 before and then I subtracted 5. I still have, I now have 7 blue bacteria and I have 2 yellow. So my total number is 13. All right, if I roll the die again, but this time I'm going to pretend I land on a 1, so you can see you don't remove any. So if you roll a 1 or a 6, your is going to be exactly the same. Oh, I forgot to add in between my rolls. Whoops. So actually before I rolled the 1, I was supposed to add. I still have red, so I'm going to add a red. Whoops, only 1 red. I still have blue, so I'm going to add a blue. I still have yellow, so I'm going to add a yellow. Okay, so now pretend I roll a 1. I don't remove 5 of anything. So now I'm going to count. I've got 5 red. I've got 8 blue. I've got 3 yellow. And so my total is 16. And that's how you do the simulation. When you are done, you're going to make one line graph. And you're going to graph the total, and you're going to graph also the yellow, the blue, and the red bacteria on your line graph.